Listen, if you're thinking about moving to Houston, Texas, one of the reasons you might be considering the move is because you want more space. And this is very common. We're seeing a ton of people from all across the country and really out of the country as well looking to move here to the Houston area because of what they can get for their money and how much space they can get for their money. And so in today's video, I wanted to address probably one of the most common calls that we get. I want to talk about homes with space. And when I'm talking about space, I'm talking about good size homes where the neighbors aren't stacked right on top of each other. For some people, that could be a half-acre lot, but for a lot of people, it's typically 1 to 2 acres. And so I wanted to show you in this video exactly what you can get for your money on 1 to 2 acres. And so what we're gonna do here in just a second is we're gonna dive into the computer and I'm gonna show you my favorite listings that have sold here in the past 6 months and exactly how much they cost on 1+ acres. And it's gonna give you a really good idea of exactly what you can get for your money here in the Houston area. So if you are looking to move to Houston and you do want that space, you're gonna wanna stick around because I think you're gonna be blown away by what you can get for under about $1 million right here in Houston, Texas. So let's get after it right now. So before we dive in and actually look through some of the homes that have sold here in the past 6 months and show you exactly how much they cost, I think the first question people ask is, where in Houston are these 1 acre home sites found? And so I wanted to show you that first. And so we're gonna dive right into my computer here. I've already set up a search and I've kind of narrowed it down to the area where we typically find these homes. But if you look at a map of Houston, you can see you've got the inner loop here, you've got Beltway 8, and then you've got Highway 99. So these are the suburbs that are gonna be about 45 minutes outside of Houston. And this is typically where you start to find those 1 acre, 2 acre, 5 acre home sites here in the Houston area. Now, if we were to run a broader search, you would find them pretty much equidistant from downtown all the way around Houston. That being said, there are certain areas that tend to congregate more of these types of neighborhoods. And in my experience, a lot of the clients that end up wanting this type of home and this amount of space, they typically end up here in the northwest corridor of Houston. And there's a reason for that we can get into here in a minute, but there are really just a lot of higher end, nice acreage communities here in this northwest pocket of Houston. And one of the things that I'll say is that I typically find that this is part of the geographically prettier parts of Houston. It's more wooded. The northern side of Houston, including the east side, the northeast side as well, have the trees. It's got the tall pine trees. And so typically when you're looking to buy land, you don't just want a flat piece of land with no trees. That's an option. You're gonna see that a lot more common kind of down here on the southwest side of Houston where it's more of the coastal plains. So that being said, I went ahead and ran a search of everything that's sold within the 800 to 1.1 million range, which is really where you're gonna find the sweet spot of these homes on 1 acre. Newer, nicer, cleaner, color palettes, nice finishes, or complete remodels. And so let's dive in and let's check out our first one. And so this is a good example of what you can get for right around $800,000. And a lot of people don't know that you can get this for $800,000, but this one is gonna sit on just over 1.5 acres. It's 3,700 square feet. It's brand new construction, and it's got kind of a modern farmhouse vibe to it. And so we'll just scroll through a couple photos because we've got 13 homes that I wanna show you in today's video. But this should just give you a really good idea of, oh wow, can I get what I want for my budget here in the Houston area? And I think the answer is yes. This one happens to be sitting on a lake. I'm gonna fly through these really quick and we will check out the backyard. So you've got a really cool lake here. And this is in a neighborhood called Thousand Oaks. It's a great neighborhood. Highly recommend checking out this neighborhood. And one of the things I wanna point out is this home sold in 24 days. And so that will just show you that, a home like this doesn't sit on the market for very long at all. The next home, same thing, 6 days on the market. It actually ended up selling for $800,000. And once again, this is a newer construction, kind of modern farmhouse on over 1 acre. This one actually had a pool, which I was blown away by the fact that you could get this for $800,000 here. And it makes sense as to why it sold so fast. And so As you can see, really open, nice, more modern, new color palettes. I love these beams going on up here. And let's just check it out. So once again, clean slate, turnkey, move-in ready. Let's get to the backyard. Here we go. Really cool, more modern pool. And so this really checks a lot of boxes. This is exactly what a lot of clients are looking for. Now, let me caveat. This home, something like this, might only come on the market every couple of months. And when it does, as I mentioned, it's going to get multiple offers and it's going to sell very quickly. So this one sold in 6 days, which really means they probably had an offer in the first 2 to 3 days and then started negotiating. So as we cruise our way on up, all of these are in order of price. So we started at about 800,000. There's not a ton you can get that's newer and larger family homes on an acre below that price point. You might find some around the 650, 700 range, but for the sake of kind of showing you the cooler stuff, we started at 800. So this is in one of my favorite neighborhoods. This is Lake Windcrest. This is on just over an acre. It's a great golf course community. We show a ton of clients in this neighborhood. It's gonna have more traditional style homes. As you can see, this one was built right here in 2004. And let's just show you what you can get in Lake Windcrest for $850,000. You can see it's on the golf course, which is awesome. It's completely gated. So not only is the neighborhood, really quiet and private, but you also have your own personal gate. Now this one is gonna be more traditional. This isn't gonna speak to everybody's, taste. However, for those of you that are blown away by what you can get for $800,000, you might say, hey, this is exactly what I want. So one thing I will note, some of these older homes on land here in the Houston area, on these acre home sites, architecturally speaking, some of them can be dated if they're older homes, and it is hard to bring them up to today's, kind of more modern color palettes because of some of the architectural features like the round arches, stuff like that. This one isn't bad, but I just so you know, as you're looking through homes in this price point, it is Texas. You're gonna get a lot of earth tones, browns, real woods. And so that might not be for everybody. And that's kind of where that modern farmhouse comes in and speaks to a lot of people. But let's check out the backyard in this one. Let's go. So with these more established homes, you'll see you've got pools already in, so they're turnkey. You got the outdoor kitchen over here, which I think is great. And then you got the golf course. So if you do want to be in a golf community, that's an option for you in some of these larger acreage communities as well. So let's keep cruising. Once again, really sweet backyards, pools already in place for you. You've got the hot tub, you've got these trees, which once again, that's the highlight of being on the north side of Houston. If we did this search on the south side, you're not gonna see these kinds of trees. And so this is a good example where you can see how spread out the neighborhoods actually are, massive driveways, and then this one happens to back up to no rear neighbors, so it's nice and heavily wooded, so really private. And then the other thing you get on these 1 acre lots is you get that extra space, so you can build storage sheds. Some people build basketball courts, which we'll get to here in a second. But yeah, just really good uses of space. And this one sold for $860,000. Okay, this home I actually saw in person. This one's right over near Lake Conroe. It's right across the lake. It's in a neighborhood called Grand Harbor. And as you can see here, it's got one of the coolest backyards I have even seen. This pool's massive. The photo does not do it justice. But right over here, you've got a little casita as well. And so it's gonna be a more traditional home style on the interior. This is kind of those earth tones that I was talking about. However, it was a really good size home, really clean, in great shape. And this one ended up selling for $860,000. So once again, really good example of what you can get in that $800,000 to $900,000 range. Also, that one was behind a gate in a gated neighborhood as well. So this one I liked because it's a little bit more modern. I was actually blown away when I saw this. This is in a neighborhood called Bentwater, which is on Lake Conroe. It's a really well-established community, gated. It's got a country club. It actually has 3 18-hole golf courses, as well as a yacht club and a marina. And so when I saw that you could get a home this decked out under $1 million, even doing real estate here for 8 years, I was very surprised. This home seems very well appointed. I thought it was awesome. So anyways, check this one out. Really cool features. This isn't a common style here, so somebody hired a really good designer. So let's keep checking it out. Yeah, massive closet. That's the other thing too. When you get homes out on an acre, you're really not restricted by the lot width. And so a lot of homes in this, these master plan communities They run front to back. They're skinny homes because they have to fit on the lot. But when you have an acre, that's just not the case. See, you can see how spread out this is. The home's actually wider than it is deep, which is really not something you get in a lot of your standard neighborhoods. And I love how the pool runs out this direction. And that one, just for reference, sold for $930,000. So still well under that $1 million mark. And it sold in 4 days. So once again, when these types of homes come up, because I'm giving you a skewed view here, I'm showing you all the coolest homes that have sold in the last 6 months on an acre. There's a lot of not cool homes, right, that sit on the market for longer. But if you are gonna wanna go after these homes, which our clients typically want the nicer homes, and that's pretty normal, then you're gonna have to put on your boxing gloves. You're gonna have to trust us when we say, hey, this one's not gonna come up very often. We need to go for it. So this next one's in a great neighborhood called Grand Lake Estates. We're out there a lot. This one's on pretty much exactly 1 acre. And this is your modern farmhouse vibe. This one is built in 2022 and massive front yard, really nice setback. And then you're going to have kind of that modern, light, airy, modern farmhouse interior. One thing that I loved about this one is how they pulled the brick into the interior. Here we go. You can see it right here with this beam. And so, yeah, this is turnkey, move-in ready. And let's see the backyard, and then we'll see how long this one was on the market for. Great bathroom. Oh, and another thing too, once you get into this price point, you get just kind of the nicer touch points. You got the shiplap, you got the built-ins, and then here we go. So massive backyard, no pool currently in place. A pool is typically going to range on the low end from about $70,000, on the high end to about $150,000. Especially if you start building like outdoor casitas, it could get even more than that. But you can see it backs up to the forest, and this is what I'm talking about. This is why a lot of these acreage communities tend to congregate here in the northwest section of Houston. I mean, you cannot beat this view right here. You just got tons and tons of pine trees, and so it really just makes it really makes this part of Houston really special. So as we keep on cruising, this one was sweet. This is definitely a more modern style. You don't see this style here a ton. However, I just thought this one we definitely needed to show you. It sold very quickly. It's got a lot of really cool, interior features. It was decorated well. And this one's definitely got a little bit more contemporary modern design features in it. So let's keep cruising. Let's see the backyard. Oh, wow. Massive primary shower. Wow. Anyways, keep cruising. Big closets. And then good sized driveway too. That's the other thing. You got plenty of room for parking when you're on these 1 acre lots. Some of these master plan communities, what you get for $800,000 to $1 million. You'd be shocked at how small the driveways can still be, despite them being really nice homes. Got a cool outdoor shower, fire pit area here. And so see all this privacy. This is what people are looking for when they're looking to buy on an acre. This is exactly what they want. And so that's why you see them here in the northwest part of Houston quite a bit, because of the trees. They give you that privacy. So this one was on the market for 11 days. It was listed at $975 and it sold for $965. So pretty much right at list price. So this one's in another great neighborhood. It's called High Meadow Estates. It's on 1.5 acres. And this one's a little bit different style. You could say it's modern farmhouse, except they brought in some color. It's got this pretty blue to it. But man, this one was sweet. They had a lot of really cool interior finishes that you start to get once you get up closer to that $1 million mark. Love the spiral staircase. And also too, in these more spread out homes, you can start to get these larger appliances. This is obviously like a massive refrigerator, not just your standard slide-in fridge. And then let's check out the backyard. Here we go. So you got a little mini outdoor kitchen here, massive patio, really cool cathedral ceiling on it, and then plenty of space to build a pool. They got a really cool playground out here for the kiddos. And that's the great thing about an acre, is you can make it what you want. You could put a basketball sports court, a pool, an outdoor kitchen, a casita, a storage shed. I've seen archery ranges. you name it, they've got it. One thing I will note, a lot of homes out on acres here in the area, they're on septic. So you can see the septic tanks are over here. A lot of clients aren't familiar with septic. Don't be scared of septic. They're great, and they're pretty much your only option in a lot of these communities. You typically have to have them pumped maybe once a year, just depending on your usage level. So this one was listed for $1 million. It was on the market for a while. It ended up selling for $980,000. And so ultimately, even though it sat for a while, it really didn't sell for much less than it was listed for, and it's 3,800 square feet on 1.5 acres. Now, this one was special. This one was unique. I saw this one right when it came on the market. Very, very cool architectural design. It looked kind of like a Colorado mountain home to me. But once again, you're just tucked away here in the forest. This one was on the smaller side of things. Now, the home doesn't back up to this lake. That lake's just in the neighborhood. But you kind of have this Colorado modern vibe going on the inside. Really pretty, real hardwood floors, spread out kitchen, upgraded appliances. So this is a very custom home. This screen-in patio is something to write home about. I absolutely love it. I think it's awesome, especially here in Texas where it does get hot and there's mosquitoes. I mean, this is exactly where you want to hang out. You got the fireplace for the winter time when it is cold. And then just some sweet, extra touch points. You got the fireplace in the bedroom. And then as we keep cruising, let's check out the outside. Well, here, so now you can see kind of the open concept living room, but these are the views that people sign up for. This is what they're paying for. Now, this one was only 2,500 square feet, but it was on an acre, and it sold for $1 million, and it was listed for $1 million. So once again, just to show you, people aren't coming in low on their offers in the past 6 months on these types of homes. Typically, they're having to pay what they're listed at or more. So this one was listed at 1.13. This one is kind of a more traditional home style, but I wanted to show you this one because this really is on a massive lot, and it's actually positioned in a really cool way. But you got the pool, once again, a more established home. But look at this. I mean, look at this roof. You can just see the footprint of this house. You're not going to get this footprint in some of the smaller lot neighborhoods. You just can't fit this home on one of those lots. And so this one, a little bit more traditional, but still a pretty clean color palette. You kind of have a mix of earth tones and then the gray tones. And then once again, let's cruise to the end. So here, you got this really cool backyard area, super private, got the trees, got the pool, the fire pit, everything you could want in a family home. And then this one was listed for 1.13. It sold for $40,000 under list price, and it sat there for a while. That just means it was probably overpriced slightly. But this one's 47, almost 4,800 square feet on over an acre. Hey, real quick, if this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living right here in Houston, Texas, subscribe, tap that bell for notifications, and you will be the first to know about everything going on right here in Houston, Texas. My name is Ferris. I'm the broker owner of Ferris Realty, and we get calls, texts, and emails every single day from people just like you looking to move right here to Houston. So if that is you, don't be shy. Just give us a call, shoot us a text, send us a quick email. We would love to help you make a smooth move right here to Houston, Texas. Okay, now we're getting to the fun ones. So this one was listed right at 1.1 million. This was a brand new construction home, and this one is on 1.5 acres, and it's 4,345 square feet. And look at this. I don't know exactly what I would call this style, but I love it. Real wood floors. You got these nice steel front doors, the black metal. You got the sliders. Really clean color palette, more modern, cathedral ceilings in here. And then let's just, cruise through, check out some of the finishes in this home. You got the study as well with the nice black built-ins. You've got the waterfall shower heads as well as the wall shower heads. So pretty sweet, nice closet. And then really cool upstairs game room. You got your wet bar. You'll see this too. You'll have these bonus rooms in these 4,000 or 5,000 square foot homes. Really just cool extra spaces for the kids. And then nice private backyard, no pool yet. A lot of times you'll see this too. You'll see sod, grass, for like 50 feet off of the back patio, and then they'll leave the rest kind of unlandscaped. And so you actually have a lot of good grass area here. But as you can see, they left trees for privacy around the property. So you're on this nice corner lot here, really great footprint, really good sized driveway, plenty of parking. Really just a gorgeous home. And this one, This one ended up selling for 1.1 million, so exactly what it was listed for. It says that it was on the market for a long time, but this one was probably under construction for a while, so don't be deceived. If it says 208 days on market, they could have just been marketing it before the home was ever completed, because I doubt that that home sat on the market for that long. And then last but not least, this home I actually showed to a client, and as you can see, this one had a lot of attention. It was zoned to the woodland schools, but not in the woodlands. This one was on almost 1 acre, not quite. It was 5,100 square feet, and it has a pool with a water slide. It's got your awesome sports court. It backs up to a creek, insanely private. It was a very cool house. And so it was kind of a little bit more traditional. Wasn't super modern, but it wasn't outdated by any means. Nice touch points, you know, wood on the ceilings. But really the backyard was what was so special about this home. So let's keep cruising through and show you this one. So this one, yeah, this is what we're talking about. This is exactly why people fought over this home. And so ultimately we didn't end up putting an offer in on it. My clients just decided against it. However, I think they had multiple offers. It was listed for $985. It was on the market for 3 days, and it ended up selling for 1.1 million. So if that gives you any idea of how competitive it can get if you're trying to get into the woodland schools on almost an acre with such a cool backyard, that's it. So I say all this, and I just wanted to show you this, a little bit more of an informal video to show you these homes are out there. Now, I've caveated it multiple times. If you are gonna reach out to us, which we would love for you to do and work with us, know that, you know, these are the kind of the crown jewels of everything that's been on the market for the past 6 months. And so if you are looking for something like this, it exists, it's out there, but you really need to work closely with professionals that understand the market, that know exactly how to win these offers when these types of homes come up. We win them every single day, and our team would love to do that for you. So if you have any questions about Acreage or where to find these homes, leave them in the comments below. We would love to respond to you. And then as always, if you are looking to move to Houston area, or you just want a little bit more information on the surrounding areas, go ahead and click on that survey link in the comments below, or give us a call, shoot us a text, send us a quick email. We would love to help you make a smooth move right here to Houston, Texas. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video.